Hey guys, PVPX from Cloud9 here, and today I'm going to do some educational VOD reviews of some fan replays. Alright, let's break it down. So the person that we're going to be VOD reviewing today is his name in game is Jason. He's playing Sage, and the map is going to be Haven. His team comp is Sage, Viper, Phoenix, Raze, Sova. And already the first thing I want to point out is they don't have a smoke character. So they could use Viper as like a makeshift smoke character, but typically in every strong team comp, you want to have at least like an Omen or Brimstone, or at the very least a Jet. Something that can offer smokes for stall on defense and smokes to help entry and fight sites easier on attack. Should be interesting to see how this game plays out with no smoke character on each team comp. So what we're seeing here, I want to break this down real quick. I didn't talk about what he bought. I think he bought light armor, and he bought a wall, which I really like to see. I think light armor is very important on Sage on the first round, because you want to try and stay alive to get the max amount of value out of your heal, not only for yourself but for your teammates as well. And then the wall is very good for stall potential. And if you're gonna buy 2 slow orbs, then you have $200 left over. So I think it's kind of okay to invest that into the wall, especially with how strong the wall is during pistol round, and how slow orbs don't really matter as much. But I could definitely see someone advocating buying 2 slow orbs over the wall, because it's good for like retaking, but the wall is 2, so it doesn't really matter that much. I would definitely advocate towards the wall though. All right, so we have the Sage playing B. I'm definitely cool with this happening on the first round. I would like to see him rotate over and play C or A, play on the edge of the map. Sage is really good at stalling, and when you don't have a Cypher to lock down one site, you want to have like the Sage to lock down another site like A, so your teammates can lean like 2 towards C and 2 towards B. And you can kind of leave the Sage by herself, which is why I think she's best at C, because it's a lot easier for her to lock down this with her utility than it is at A, because there's easier entry points to lurk in from at A, versus C, where you have a little bit more information before they come to you. We have someone that traded damage here. It's good for him to rotate over and heal, very important. He also, when he left, he put a wall at B entrance, which I really like a lot. So right here, I think he should have shot that Reyna orb, but it's also okay that he didn't, because shooting it would give away his position, where he doesn't really need to shoot that. I think since there's 2 people here, I think it's fine for him to shoot it and break it, and then him and the Sova kind of like swing on the left side. But the way that this played out is okay too. So now that this person died on his team, they know that there's at least one person coming in through the A long entrance over here. So he can challenge if he wants to, and that guy doesn't know where he is. So he has the element of surprise on it to his advantage. So the Reyna uses a heal on the body, and unfortunately he does hit a headshot, but he takes a headshot himself. So he does 104 to the Reyna, but she bought a frenzy and she hit double headshot with her frenzy, so she just traded better damage. I would have liked to have seen him play a little bit more aggressive there, knowing that that person was there and knowing that his teammate just died. One of the things that is the best comp sets with Valorant is trading 1 for 1. So like sometimes dying in Valorant isn't a bad thing, as long as your teammate can trade that kill by swinging and killing the person that killed you. So like the Reyna died here, as long as he traded, like swung around the corner and killed that guy, trading 1 for 1 is, it's fine. Like you turn it into a 4v4. But the really bad thing is when that Reyna gets 2 kills and doesn't die. She did ultimately die to the Sova, so now it's a 3v4. But that's a negative trade. You don't want those types of trades. So what we have here during round 2 is they lost during round 1. And I strongly advocate that you, 99% of the time, you do not buy the second round if you lost the first round. Always just hard save, especially on Sage, because you always have to buy utility. So just don't buy anything unless you have enough money to full buy utility plus heavy armor, which would be 50 health extra, and the full gun like Phantom or Vandal the next round. But this is going to be your save round. Your primary goal during this round, which is the save round, is to not necessarily win the round. That would be really good. But it's to try to kill as many people as possible and stop them from planting so you can hurt their economy. The save round is all about the eco. It's about trying to hurt their economy, hurt their money, So if you didn't buy anything and you have a classic and you kill someone that bought a sub and a light armor or a sub and a heavy armor, that's a lot of money that he wasted, over 2,000, whereas you didn't buy anything. So you're positive 2,000 there. And also dying to the enemy players during the save round is really good because you get an ult orb for dying. One of the things I like to see a lot during save rounds like this is you play really passive, hold a really like close corner and kill people randomly, or you play really aggressive with your team and you try and like get kills. So getting a kill here is pretty good already. He died to a remote, whatever. His team's probably gonna lose this round. They do. It's fine. They got one kill at least.
These guys are tryouts.
So what we have here is now we have full buy all around. He got his heavy armor, he got his phantom, he got his utility. Now he's chilling. And the magic numbers for this is 3,900. That's how much economy you want to have under the minimum of next round. So right here, you'll see minimum next round, 3,000. During the last round, it told him his minimum. He wants at least 3,900 if he wants to get the heavy armor and the gun without any utility. If he's going to go for light armor, then he wants 3,300. So that's light armor plus here. But since he's Sage, he really wants to get all the utility. So he should factor in how much he needs the next round to buy. All right, so now that it's during a buy round, I definitely would like to see him lean towards either A or C instead of playing B here, because he can kind of lock down those sites by himself, which would make it so his teammates can lean towards one side or the other. He's playing in the middle. The benefit of him playing in the middle is that he can do this, block off this completely, and then wherever his teammates get pressured, he can immediately rotate to A or C really quickly and offer heals. So this isn't really a bad thing either, especially in ranked when you don't have a perfect team comp, because normally you'd have like your Cypher play A, lock down the site by himself, because Cypher is really good at doing that, and then you'd have your Sage play C, and then everyone else would kind of just like float in between. But you got to remember that ranked is always different or unrated, and you don't have the perfect team comp, so you got to figure out the best plan for what you have to offer. So beginning of the round, wall. I think with the new Sage nerf to make it so it doesn't last very long, this isn't that great, to be honest. But the benefit of doing this is that he can take high ground and play like a different off angle, which will be good if they end up pushing him. Unfortunately, he falls off right here. He ends up getting a kill, which is really big. Really good crosshair placement. So that type of kill right there didn't really require a lot of mechanical skill. It just took smart play behind his crosshair placement. So he has it in a spot, he walks around the corner, and it's right where he thinks someone is going to be, which was behind that box, which was a really common place. So I want to pause real quick and just show you guys kind of an interesting thing right here. If he actually puts his Sage wall, so it's like this. Let me see if I can get like a decent line here. Like this, you can actually block off this front entrance with one block. They can see through the cracks like left and right side, but they won't be able to walk through it unless they break the wall. And the cool thing about doing this is that you can actually get on top of this box to your left. You can jump on top of the wall, and then you can jump on top of the box here. And then from there, you can jump over here if you want. So putting a wall like this is kind of good because you can, you know, if you fall off the high ground, you can just jump on top of the box, jump on top of the wall, and then jump on top of the height again. And anyone can do this on your team. So you can like constantly do it. Whereas putting your wall like this, you can't do it as easy because sometimes you can jump over here like that and then walk across and then jump over here. But the problem is you have to walk across like an angle where you're threatened. And on top of that, if they break like a section right here, then it stops you from being able to get on high ground. Whereas back here, this is most likely not going to get killed. So really poor crosshair placement. This is something I want to talk about at least once because it's very important. People don't understand what I mean by crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is basically when you're walking around a corner and you have your crosshair ready to be in a spot where they could potentially be. So what you notice here is the first thing that is going to be your main threat when you walk around this corner is someone peeking from this window that's standing on the staircase. So you want to have your crosshair that's on the corner of the window in the open here when you walk around the corner because that's the most likely spot where they're going to be. So when you walk around the corner here, you could be dead already if there's a guy standing here because your crosshair is right here. This is very important about crosshair placement because it's not likely that someone's going to be standing here. You already knew no one was there. So it's very important that you keep your crosshair aligned with that corner as you're swinging around so you can check and see if there's someone here. If there's no one there, then do it again for this spot, do it again for this spot, and then eventually you want to clear the left corner of the window. So you want to like swing again on the left corner. So I think you full buying here is a mistake. Definitely a mistake. So I'm going to predict that you guys are going to lose this round, and you're also going to be broke. See, now the problem is, through the decision making of what you did last round, it's really going to affect you this round and ultimately the rest of the game. Because once again, your Sova can't buy, you can't full buy, your Raze can't full buy, your Phoenix can barely full buy, and your Viper can buy. But the problem is you're getting in this endless cycle of you're not in the same frequency as your teammates in terms of like power level of guns. So this is why you have your 3 categories. You have your full buy rounds, you have your light buy rounds, so you can save enough money to get a full buy the next round, and then you have your save rounds where like if you're completely shot, then you just don't spend any money so you can get more money the next round. Those are like the 3 generic categories. This is really big. You actually block this guy off on the corner here. Use both slowers for it, but
You have middle doors.
you end up getting the kill. It's huge, so it totally pays off. So this is a problem here. So this is what I talked about before with crosshair placement. So you get this kill, right?
You have middle
Really
doors.
good crosshair placement, and then you walk around the corner, and this is a threat as you walk around the corner. Currently, this is your only real threat, but the problem is you walk further around the corner, but your crosshair isn't prepared for this potential threat over here. So I'll let it play out real quick and show you guys what I'm talking about. So you walk into this spot, which opens up this area as a threat, but the problem is your crosshair is over here. So you got to think about the decisions about when you're walking around, like, where are my threats? If I walk to the left and I'm open to a short, which is a very likely spot that someone could be, I should probably check that with I should have my crosshair ready. So there's just in case there's someone there, because watch what you have to do here. You're not really ready for it. Then you try to immediately turn over and flick to him, and you get out traded and he kills you. And this is where like mechanical skill is definitely very important, because like, let's say like a pro player would probably be able to end up killing that guy, but you want to try and limit or reduce these situations where you don't have to do that. It's all about like smart crosshair placement. If you were ready and you were like putting your crosshair there ahead of time, you wouldn't have to do these crazy flicks to overcompensate for a misplay. Ooh. Alright, so this is
One enemy remaining.
alright, really good kill on the Phoenix there. Nice flick. You definitely whiffed really hard on the Sage. So this is another concept I want to talk about called trigger discipline. Alright, so trigger discipline, that's the term. So here, it's actually very good when you find someone that's here looking the wrong way, because you can utilize trigger discipline, which is where you don't shoot this guy on purpose. So you can look for his teammates and then shoot him, and then immediately go to the other guy and shoot him for free. But unfortunately, I feel like you kind of panic here and you just whiff. And that happens, you know, it happens. Unfortunately, you whiff and then you're like, ah, shit, I gotta reload. And then I like how you like backed up and you were ready for him to push you. You had good crosshair placement. You killed the guy, then you had a really clean flick here on the Phoenix. You probably would end up dying to him if you actually had a gun, but I think you only had a sheriff. But still, regardless, really good flick, and then you're gonna end up using a heal here probably.
Nice.
Oh man, I don't like to see that. So the problem is you're 34 health, you had heal available. Definitely just sit in a corner real quick, use the heal, and then consider re-peeking. You die here because you re-challenge at 30 health. All right, so I like this. You see question marks here. You're getting full rush at A. You put your wall here on the left side because you know they're pushing. I would have liked to have seen a slow orb being thrown here before you kind of peek with your gun, because I have a feeling that if you don't throw a slow orb, you're going to get hard pushed by a couple people and you're going to die. You might be able to kill one of them, but definitely want to see a slow orb here. The thing is, you have res too. So there's the slow orb. They're C4ing your wall. Your wall's broken, so I do like that second slow orb on point to try and slow him down. It's 3v4. Let's see what happens. So you're running over to C to regroup with your team. I think you're going for a res. I like this idea to go for a res here. So they plant B as well, so you know that they're over that way. This is where you're going to start being careful, because you want to figure out, like... We're going to talk about potential threats now. So we want to think, when you go around this corner, you want to have in your mind that you're going to assume places that they might be at. There's right here behind the hay bin. There's right here behind the window. Then there's right here on the left by the box. I think those are like the 3 most common places that you could see someone. So let's see how your crosshair placement is when you swing on this corner. All right, so let me revert that back a little bit.
Planted.
All right, so the problem with this is that you kind of swing really aggressively and you open yourself up to 2 angles and your crosshair is here. You're not really ready for the 2 angles of threat. So like you could get shot from the window, you could get shot from hay bins, or you can get shot from both. So I would have liked to see you slow this down a little bit, peek aggressively on this corner. If no one's there, then peek aggressively on this corner. If no one's there, then peek aggressively on the box on the left. So let's see how this plays out. Luckily no one's on the right, and then you see a guy in the window and you challenge him. And unfortunately you swung like even a little bit more to the right, and there was a third person, or there was another guy that was on the left by the box. So you had to like try to run away and you end up dying to the guy at the window. So a little bit, definitely work on like crosshair placement and like clearing one corner at a time instead of just swinging in multiple like threats. This is where I want to see your team play a little bit aggressive because they know that you're all here. So your teammate died in window, so you're watching the flank. I really like this. I like that you're not ignoring the flank. Now you're just like, you know what? YOLO. All right, so here is a problem, right? So as you enter site, you really did that with like no game plan, right? You just kind of just like YOLO'd. So on the right is a threat. This little corner here, you always want to clear that. Very important. So like you want to use this box. So your back is here. You can't get shot from the left because you're not on the corner yet. You clear the right, no one's there, you're good. So then you can kind of back up a little bit, clear like this, and then walk forward and immediately clear your left. So let's see what happens instead. You don't look right. Then you just like walk straight and then immediately turn left. And so instead of like strafing out and having your crosshair ready, you like walked forward and then turned, and there was a guy there. So let's see how this plays out. You don't die, but you end up taking quite a bit of damage. Now it's like all out like Call of Duty shooting. All right, so weapon swapping here is really, really bad because for one, you don't even know if that guy has no ammo in his gun. Your classic is fine to use. There's a guy that was here. Also, you know someone's eventually flanking you that you should assume. So ultimately, weapon swapping here is definitely really, really bad.
Middle, maybe one more.
Oh! This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So you should assume that someone is here because that is a threat. Someone could have walked there and gotten to that corner. You would have no idea if they're there. It's totally likely that someone's there. Also, you should track at the beginning of the round. If they're on a save, if they're on an eco, like a low buy or like a pistol round, it's very likely that they're going to be here because that's one of the most common spots to be at when someone is saving, because they want to be like in a close corridor so their pistol or their shotgun is more valuable. So this is 100% a misplay for you to just take out your knife and walk around this corner, because not only do you have a threat right here that you never cleared, but you also have the threat right here that you never cleared. And look what happens. The sage is in your face and you're just like, oh, panic mode. Luckily, he like shot once and reloaded. I'm not really sure why he did that, and you had a vandal, so you end up winning that, but that was really, really bad. You should have been dead there. So once again, you shouldn't assume that no one is here on the right. You're making all these assumptions that people aren't in these corners that you're walking around into. You always want to make sure you're clearing every corner. When you're walking in a house, you're just like, there could be a bad guy anywhere, right? I like this wall idea. It's actually really interesting. You're taking like a different off angle here. Once again, you made the assumption that no one was behind you in this corner. Like, these are the decisions that you need to improve on. You don't want to assume that people aren't in these corners. All right, so decent slow orb. I like it. You guys are planting bomb. I'm going to go ahead and skip this unless you guys lose this round. You guys win the round big. All right, cool. So I like that you bought an op. I love using the op. Op's one of the best guns in the entire game. Sage is also really good for op on this map because you can like do some off angles with your wall. You can like get some different angles that people don't expect. All right, so now you should be ready to shoot someone here. I like that a lot. You had good crosshair placement there. Unfortunately, you didn't kill the first guy. I think you might have wallbanged him actually. But this was a good peek. This is where you swung here and you have a threat, and then you're like, no one's here, so I'm gonna swing a little bit more to the left, and then you have another threat. You're gonna challenge that one at a time. This is really good. Really good mechanical skill there. So you had the good crosshair placement, and then you had to adjust because he swung aggressive, and you had good mechanical aim there to adjust and get the kill there. Really good shot. I like it, dude. The thing is, like, he has a thought process behind that orb. He just said, I'm throwing an orb on B. They might think we're going B. I like it. It was a good idea. He had a thought process behind throwing the ability. They're pushing C in garage. Totally, really, really good orb. I like it. Match point. You guys have money. They have money. You guys have 2 ults. They have 3 ults. You would have res right here, but you used your res. You wasted your res before. So now you're ready for this guy to swing a corner. This is where you should have your crosshair a little bit lower, because last time they swung, their head was like right on the line. Or consider playing on top of the steps behind you, like I said before. The slow orb is kind of wasted. I mean, it's whatever. Good pick on the Phoenix there. Really good swing on him. Good flick. This is what I'm talking about. So you're on top of the stairs here. This gives you a better angle if anyone is playing here, because you can see more of their body. So you're making a lot of good decisions, but you're also making a lot of bad decisions, which is really good to see, because you have the potential to be a max rank player. You just got to try and fine tune that and make less mistakes. Because you have, like, you have the aim, you have the game sense. You just got to, you know, just tweak this, right? Just, you know, have a little bit better aim, a little bit better decision making. You have voice communication, you have good teamwork. It doesn't seem like you're tilting. A lot of really good things here for improvement. I love that you put the wall here. It eliminates a threat of you getting flanked. You have the bomb down. This is probably going to turn into a 2v3 round one. So unfortunately they... Oh, that's your teammate that smokes. Unfortunately, your teammate smokes. I like that you said don't smoke. You get the kill. I think when you died there, you should have been telling your teammate that they were defusing, because I don't know if he knew or not. Little unfortunate. I think that was something that you could have improved on that could have helped you win that round. So because you wasted your res all those rounds ago, you still don't have res available, which is unfortunate to see, but that's why it's important to talk about wasting reses. So right here, a little bit of a mistake. So you are in this spot, assuming that no one pushed mid, and assuming that that's clear, because you didn't clear it. It's okay for you to be opping and holding this angle, but if you're going to do it, like, hug the wall behind you so this isn't a threat. So you just got to pay attention to, like, possible threats. Fortunately for you, you don't die. I think he has like a bulldog or something, and he's whiffing. Sick Rain ends up getting the kill. You end up healing yourself, which is great. You're going for orb kill because your teammate just killed someone. I'd be a little careful about assuming that no one else is here. It's okay to make that assumption sometimes, but you don't want to throw this round because you guys are ahead 5-3. Really good quick scope. I like it. Good res. I'm down with the slow orb just in case you're getting randomly pushed here. I probably would have thrown it a little sooner. I like the slow orb here. Someone just died, or that Sova was just there and he just killed your teammate. This is also a really good positioning and good play for you to watch this. Now you know that he's CT, so you're just like kind of chilling, watching the bomb playing passive, and huge. Overall, I think he played very well. A lot of good decision making, good mechanical aim. There were a lot of mistakes that were made, but there are also a lot of good plays that were made. And it's also good that, you know, you're submitting a VOD like this because you care to improve. So I definitely expect you to be a player that has potential to reach Valorant rank or whatever they choose to make the max rank. I can definitely see it happen if you just keep playing and keep practicing. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys liked it, definitely let us know down in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want some more content like this.